Welcome back, everyone. We are back here on the Vintage Survival series. And let's see, what do we need to accomplish today? Our grass is growing. It needs fertilized if we can buy a fertilizer. We have grass piled up in our driveway, thanks to those two things. We have a field that we would like to plant. We have this wonderful potato harvester that we should put to use. Plus, we need some for our production there. So because of a mod that I have installed, we can actually plant potatoes with this planter. I already have it set as such. And what we really need to do is just put a worker immediately right on this. No games at all. We want to start on the center. That's a lot of headlands. Bring that back to 6. Overlap is good. Alright, even 6 is too many. Let's try half of that. That looks a lot better. And he can just go right ahead and get started. Or she. He. Okay. And we... Aha. Get rid of that. We need to buy our baler. Oh, good grief. Work. Leave me alone. All those dings are from work. Multiple notifications for the same thing. So we're going to buy this outright. Now, it takes 100 horsepower to run that. So we cannot run that with this tractor. However, we can get it towed back to the farm with this tractor. Good gravy. That should not be running. And we're still going 7 miles an hour. 8. Well, we'll take it. This tractor will do the job. That's good to know. So overall plans for the day are going to be running 2 contracts, getting our potatoes planted, and baling up this little bit of grass that we have. Now, that said, we could always abandon the grass. Whoops, wrong thing. Well, actually not wrong thing. What's in here? Oh, look, forward. We don't need it. Depends on what contracts are available. So, baling. Square bale, though. Okay. Cultivating. Not really worth enough money. Fertilizing. We don't have fertilizing equipment yet, but man, I wish we did. Harvesting. Corn. We don't have a corn header. Mowing. Plowing. And sowing. Yeah. What we really need, because we need it for our own land, is a fertilizer spreader. think I will just send this guy to our place, and we will just ride along and do a little shopping. So we need a fertilizer spreader. Oops, other direction. I went right past it multiple times like a dork. So we could do manure spreaders. Manure's cheap. I could afford a spreader already. What the? It's a manure spreader that's also a wagon. Interesting. So is that one. That one a little less so. Alright. How about actual fertilizer spreaders? Whew. Whew. Yikes. Alright, so that's 18 meter, that's 14 meter, that's 14 meter. Really? What this guy? 18. But we can actually afford this one right now. I don't understand the difference here. But because I don't know what it's doing with I believe that's herbicide icon on it. We'll just get this guy. What? 13,000 liters. That's a cheater mod. This one's a different kind of cheater mod. What's the customizations here? Colors. So maybe we'll go with this one after all. Yes. Uh-oh. What happened there? Out of seeds already, huh? And I don't know if I even remembered to have fertilizer in it. No, of course I didn't. So we'll have to fertilize this twice. I think this is the one that was a problem to refill. I found out I couldn't refill it from pallets. Yep. Oh, there is a bag there. Big bag pallet. Which it will refill from. But only, I believe, only if I hold it over the top. Yeah. So ignore this use of super strength. I don't have a choice. Alright, and it's not going to work at all. I had to manually open the cover first, didn't I? Yes. Oh, man. Alright, well, I'm going to monkey around with this for a little bit. Alright, I have sent the... Well, tried sending him off. He's afraid of that plow. I'll just give him a little push. He's off to collect the fertilizer spreader. And we are going to grab this baler with a more appropriate tractor and get that done. Let's see here. Fire it up. Lower it down. Go into forward gear. And collect up some hay. Loving it. Hey, I said go forward. So, are we going to even make a single full bale here? And I left it on the smallest bale size, too. I'm thinking that we probably won't. I do notice that this has an extra wide pickup because it is picking up without directly running over. And yep, not even a full bale, but at least it started. And we cleaned up our driveway area. In a couple of episodes, we should have our field grown and be able to cut and bale it. But that does beg the question. Do we want to change the bale size? Not that we have to decide that right now, of course. Let's see where... Oh, look at that timing. Look at that timing. The old WD's getting it done. And this will be perfect on the back of this tractor as well, which I kind of like. I just realized our truck is missing. That's not cool. I'm gonna have to fix that by editing the save game to bring it back in. I think this is actually a good opportunity to do that as well, since our worker just stopped. I shall return. And we're back. More importantly, so is our pickup truck. I know exactly what I did wrong there. So I had accidentally had 2 copies of the mod installed because one of them had a version number at the end of the file name, and apparently that is the one that I bought, but I had deleted that mod in favor of the exact copy of it that didn't have a version number at the end of the file name because, well, per Giants, you're not supposed to have a version on the end of the file name. You know, version in the file, not in the file name. So, yeah, that's what happened. Easy enough to recover out of my backup, which is exactly what I did. Alrighty, I am going to continue the drive up to the farm and fill this with fertilizer. Fertilize our grass field and see where we get to. I'll probably keep going straight into the potato field as long as we have enough fertilizer to make that worth it. Or maybe I'll do the potato field first because the grass isn't as important. I like that idea. And then after that, I'll probably go out and do a fertilizing contract. We'll see. Done that I had going. Let's lower this guy down and unhook it. I want to put this guy onto a worker now, fertilizing our grass field. Let's see. Alright, I like it. Fieldwork settings. Number of headlands, 1. Could not generate course, 0 headlands. Ew, no, 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 no. 2 headlands. Or just do it yourself because you can't make that work because of the funky shape of your field. That is always a valid option. So we're gonna hook the cultivator up to this tractor. In fact, helps if I make it go forward again. So these 2 lower horsepower tractors, the goal with them right now is going to just be to run them until they're basically out of fuel, and then see if we can't trade them in for another tractor. You know, why don't we just look at the values of them right now? So the WD-45 is still worth 3 grand. 3 grand. And this little guy is worth almost 5. So we could combined trade them in already for a higher horsepower tractor. You know, there are options. What is the horsepower on the little blue one? 65. So that's only a 50. This guy's also a 65. But what about this guy? You know, it's 105. What about this guy? That's only 95. No higher horsepower option? That's weak sauce. Why would I even get that? Other than the fact that it has a cab. Yeah, I'd go for this guy. We can add a cab. That's only an additional 2 grand, so it barely puts us over that. Plus, I can get a front loader on it. I mean, that is a great deal right there. Yeah, it is. Alright, I'm wasting time. What else do we have? That's still the square bales. Cultivating. Why? Yay. That's a good one. And that's right across the street, so it'll be easy for me to get him started. Fertilizing. Oh, baby. Yes, please. Yep, we don't have any equipment for that. We could mow, however. Or we could plow. Do I have it set where I can take more than 3 contracts? I'm just going to test it. I do. Okay. I shouldn't have, but I needed to know. Alright, we'll get this guy going on field number 5. We will quickly run the fertilizer. Through our grass field, then we will put him over into number 1. In fact, I think I'll do our grass field off camera. You guys have seen probably enough for one episode. Heck yeah. And then I'm gonna put him over there on field 1 while we take the big green beast and go and do that plowing contract. So I will bring you guys back when that's where I'm at. quite a day's worth of work already. We are coming to the end. Those workers will finish their jobs, and then we will move on to the next day and the next episode, in which, we do have that cultivating contract outstanding. I'd like to upgrade our cultivator as well. Oh yeah, speaking of upgrading, you guys saw it, but I found the chisel plow that is a reasonable and acceptable one for vintage survival, reasonable for at least one of the tractors. We have this one, and so that was a no-brainer upgrade, since it was the same amount of money as we got back, actually a little bit less than we got back for the old moldboard plow that I don't like. So win. And it's making us quite a lot of money too, since I can grind through plowing contracts like nobody's business with this. Yeah. You know, I just realized I don't have to follow the road. This is a grass field. And since we're not doing anything with it for a little while, I can abandon equipment on it too if I want to. So, abandon hope all ye who enter here. Sorry, missed a word there the first time around. Let's see if we can't get ourselves a cultivator upgrade. We're either gonna sell this cultivator and buy a new one, as long as we still have enough money for our financing, you know, at the end of the day here. But we're gonna sell this cultivator and either buy or finance a new one, or cancel that cultivating contract and buy a new one in a couple of episodes. If I could just, you know, get to the store in a reasonable amount of time. And obviously we know that the WD-45 is going to have to be upgraded very soon. It can't even pull our planter, and it's just a little baby planter, which I believe there must be a problem with our workers, because those percentages aren't going up. I'll be back. Yeah, there we go. Got them sorted out. Well, only the WD needed sorted out. The other one was just taking forever to turn around. Ooh, nope. So I have not looked at the value of this. I've not looked at what other options are available. All I know is this thing's got to go. It's just got to go, just to make me happy. You know, before I do sell it, I better make sure there actually is something to upgrade to. Just in case. So there's our boy right now. 40 horsepower, 2.4 meters. That's 5 meters, so that's at least a little bit of an upgrade, and it's actually less horsepower. Shallow cultivator. There we go. Hole 3 meters. Ooh. That doesn't seem accurate, but okay. Oh, no. There it is. There's what we want. Customize it. Buy it now. Oh, yeah. That brings us up to a lot of money, but I kind of like them in the cream. Buy it. Buy it now. Before he changes his mind. Well, that's going to be a problem. That is going to be a problem. We're going to be really tight on money overnight. We might fail a loan payment on our financing loans. I may have gotten a little greedy. But worst comes to worst, I can always just run another contract at night, just because we don't do night contracts on the episodes. There's no rule against it in this series. Uh-oh. Oh, come on. What are you stuck on? See if that'll do it. Of course not. But now. Good grief. And it is basically nighttime. So, I will say right there, thank you all for watching. And as always, I will see you on the next one.